anything.
Make him jump.
He doesn't care. He'll sit there for 2 hours, 3 hours and do nothing. He'll just sit there. But he will do something else. He'll wave goodbye to you guys when he goes back. You want to see him wave goodbye?
Bye.
Wait, 1, 2, 3. Bye-bye. Everybody say bye, Bugs.
Bye, bugs.
Hey, review about Bugs. Where's he from?
Europe.
What does he eat?
Carrots and plants.
His name is Bugs. He doesn't eat bugs. Our next animal. Are you ready? I think he's ready. Does jump. And it is a marsupial. Say marsupial.
Marsupial.
Marsupials are animals that are raised inside of a what? Pouch. Possums, kangaroos. What I have for you guys today is called an agile wallaby. Ever say wallaby?
Wallaby.
What is a wallaby? A wallaby is a smaller species of kangaroo, only getting about this tall, full grown. Mine is this tall because he's just over 1 year old. He's like 1 year, 1 month, or 1 year, 2 months old now. And he's still a baby, still growing, still getting bigger. He's going to come out here, he's going to go on the table, we're going to walk him back and forth, and then I'll set him down on the ground and we'll see if we can hop in one of these 2 directions here, and then I'll get him back up on the table. Unfortunately, we can't touch him. Why? Because he's a baby and lots of people touching him can make him sick. I know. He's very cute though. His name is Jack, and we named him that because baby wallabies are called Jacks. Baby kangaroos are called Joey. Baby wallabies are called Jacks. And this is Jack, the agile wallaby.
Wow.
Let's say hi, Jack.
Jack.
Jack is an agile. It's right there. Yep, there you go.
You want
Jack is
to
an agile wallaby, and they're from Australia. Australia. In Australia, they spend most of their day grazing. Just like horses, cows, and deer, they walk around the grass grazing all day long. Go ahead and take another piece. Now, they're basically the deer of Australia. So just like we think of deer here, they're the deer of Australia. And he's mostly walking around grazing all day. I want you to watch him walk again. When he comes back this way, you'll see him put his front feet down. He'll pick up his back feet and he'll push off with his tail. He has to use all of his limbs to walk. Because his legs are so tight for that hopping, he can't walk with them. So most of the time when he walks, he has to use all of his limbs. Feet, back, feet, tail. Feet, back, feet, tail. Or hands, back, feet, tail, sorry. Now that's the first way they use their tail. You already got it. What'd you do? Did you drop it?
It's right there on the floor. It's over by your tail.
Okay.
He'll just
You got like a handful of chow there, so you're going to make a mess. You got it? So the first way they use their tail is for walking. The second way they use their tail is for balancing. When they're hopping, they can go 40 miles per hour. They can jump 6 feet high, so to my head, and they can jump the distance of this table easily. Now when they're hopping, it just goes boing, 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 boing. I said, we'll see that in a second. Now, the other way they use their tail is to stand up very, very tall. Now he's got a handful of food here that you gotta slow down, buddy. You're gonna get indigestion. Are y'all ready? We're gonna go up now. Jack, are you ready?
No,
We're going up. Nope. Back up. You're going up.
just wonder how old
Jack,
is
up.
he? 1.
That's the third way they use their tail.
Still
is for
baby,
standing
huh?
up very tall. Now, John, see him hop? I'm going to set him down on the ground. If he walks up to you, don't try to touch him or anything. I'll just come get him. But what I'm going to do is set him down here. It may take me a second to get him to figure out what we're doing here. He may follow me, he may not. Every day we're in a different room, and so it's different smells, different sights, different sounds, and so he may react differently every time and not listen to me, and that's fine. If he wants to do it, he can. If he doesn't want to, he does not have to. But most likely he will. All right, we're going down here. Yep, I'm working on it. I know the floor is very slick. No, we're not going back on the table. You can't jump. You ready? This way. Great. And I've raised him up since he was 5 months old, bottle feeding and doing the whole thing.
Hayden.
They're found in northern Australia normally and southern New Guinea. Is where you can find the agile wallabies. Any other questions?
I shall have any other questions?
Go ahead. Yes, sir.
Do females get smaller or?
The females are a little bit smaller than the males, not too much smaller. And only the females have pouches, the males do not. Yes?
What was that animal that was making noise?
We'll figure that out in a minute. Yes?
I was wondering how smart are wallabies? Like, are they smart?
They're just like deer. So just like deer, their brains work the same way.
Is a wallaby smart enough to open the door and run out? It
Good
should
question.
be smart enough to.
What's that? No, he's not. So wallabies are very simplistic animals, and so they're they're just food motivated, and they're normally very skittish. They're normally not this calm around people. I've raised him up around people, and that's why he doesn't react like the wallabies normally do. If you were to bring a wallaby in front of a crowd, they like freak out and go scattering away and run all over the place. But he's just desensitized to it. All right, we're gonna put him back. Everybody say bye, Jack.
Bye, Jack.
A review about Jack. Where's he from? Australia. What does he eat? Grass and plants. He's a herbivore eating plants. And although he looks cute and awesome, do they make good pets? No. You're seeing a tremendous amount of work. I train him all day, every day. It's a lot of work. So he's from Australia. And our next animal is also from Australia, where it wakes everybody up early in the morning, where it's very loud call that you all heard earlier. And I'm going to teach you how to make the call. If we do it right, she'll make her call again. How it goes in slow motion is like this. Woo-hoo, ha-ha, ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha. So you guys try it. Ready? Woo-hoo, ha-ha, ha-ha. Now the trick to making the sound is to speed it up. So I'll do it, then you do it. Woo-ah, 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 That is not the kangaroo. That sound that you just heard is from a bird. This bird is nicknamed the Bushman's alarm clock because they wake everybody up early in the morning. Her name is Sydney, after Sydney, Australia, and this is Sydney, the laughing kookaburra.
Oh.
Hi, Sydney.
Hi, Sydney.
Sydney is the laughing kookaburra, and she's from where?
Australia.
Australia. We make those calls early in the morning, but most of the day they're pretty boring birds. You know why? Because this is what they do all day. They stare. They're carnivores, so they eat what? Meat. Mice, rats, lizards, snakes, anything running by, they grab it with their what? Beaks. And yes, they can bite very hard. Lots of people see Sydney and say, oh, I want to pet the pretty bird. No. Birds bite a lot. And if you were to try to pet the pretty bird, what would she do to you? Not funny. Don't laugh at me. They will bite you, so leave them alone. Now, Sydney bites magenta. Why? Because they train them to do it to teach people not to pet all animals, because not all of them want to be pet. And I got lucky. I've had her since she was a baby, so I had to be her parent. So I take her food from above, and I go feeding time, and she would bite me gentle, and that's how I'm able to do that skit. So don't stick your finger in her mouth, it will hurt. Now, it took me a long time to train her to do her call. When I first got her, I tried making all kinds of sounds. You know what she did to me? Nothing. She just stared at me. I even tried telling her jokes to get her to laugh. You want me to tell her a joke?
Yes.
All right, we'll do a knock-knock joke. Y'all ready? Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Gorilla.
Gorilla who?
Gorilla me a hamburger because I'm hungry. Look away from me. One day I got lucky. Somebody told me a joke on the phone and I laughed at it and went ha 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 ha, and she laughed back at me. So all day long I sit around the house going ha 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 ho 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 ho. And I got that out of her. Then after doing lots of programs, she got used to the woo-hoo, ha ha, ha 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 ha, and then she got used to the speeding it up, which is the woo. Everybody give a big round of applause. Now you will see her beak is crossed. Birds' beak grow crooked all the time. Hers happens to grow crooked. It's just kookaburras do it sometimes. We have to dremel it down every few months to straighten it out. In the wild, they would just bash it on something and break it. So we don't want her to do that. We dremel it down. Questions about the kookaburra? Questions? Yes. This is a female. Yeah, the males will get a little bit bigger. Yes.
No, you can't pet it.
No, we don't bet that. It is very loud, yep. Questions. Yes, ma'am.
Sydney.
This is about full grown. She's 5 years old right now, so she's not getting any bigger than this. Yes.
Hey, y'all gotta remember to quiet so everybody can hear.
Questions. Yes.
Is the male more colorful?
So is the male more colorful? That is normal with a lot of different birds, but not for this species. This one, the males and the females look the exact same. So the best way to tell is one lays an egg. She's carnivore. Mice, rats, Any other questions? You want to hear her do the call one more time? All right, y'all gotta do it though. Go ahead. You got to put full effort into it. She's ready to go. Remember, it's woo-hoo, ha-ha,
Ha-ha.
Where's she from?
Australia.
Australia. What does she eat?
Meat.
That's not helping me out yet. Hands down if you've already helped me out. Big smile. Right? Too many big smiles making this difficult. Come on up. Yep. You're going to stand right here for me. You're going to help me out by holding on to this.
Nice, snake. Might be
Now we
snake.
use this to pick up snakes. We usually pick up snakes so they don't bite you. Still good? Awesome. Just kidding. Our next animal, the first part of its name is Brazilian. It's named Brazilian because it's from Brazil, which is in South America. The second part of its name is Rainbow. It gets named Rainbow because of its beautiful rainbow iridescence. It is called a Brazilian. Rainbow. Boa.
Wow.
This is Oz. Everybody say hi, Oz. Oz is a Brazilian rainbow boa. Brazilian rainbow boas, like we said, are from Brazil, South America, the rainforest. And they help us out. Why? Because they eat mice and rats. And do you guys eat mice and rats? No. That's why we need snakes. They find those mice and rats by sticking out their what? Tongue. They taste the air with their tongues. Their tongues are forked on the end. That way they can find their food. Now, is this snake venomous? No. He's a constrictor. Say constrictor. That means they have over 100 teeth in the mouth that they use to bite down onto their prey. They wrap around it. They squeeze it very tight. So is this snake very dangerous?
Yes.
No.
No?
No, it's not. Now, why do I say that? Because most people don't know what it's like to be bitten by a snake. Now, you can stay up here for just a second. Because I need somebody to get bitten by the snake.
No.
I'm joking. Most people don't know what it's like to be bit by a snake. I don't want you to get bit by a snake. But do you want to know what it feels like? It feels like this.
Oh.
That's it. That's what it's like to get bit by this snake. It will make you bleed a little bit. You go back, you wash your hands with soap and water, and you're fine because he's not venomous. Now, does that mean you should go pick up snakes outside? No, because if it is venomous, it's going to be a very bad day. So leave them all alone. My snake is trained. He's used to being handled. He realizes he's not in any danger. He knows there's not any food around, and that's why he's not trying to bite. but read about your animals before you get them, because typically rainbow boas, they will bite you because they think it's feeding time. Now the reason I need you to stay here for me is I need you to touch them. I want you to take one finger right there, slimy or smooth.
Kind of like a soccer ball.
He's very smooth. I want everybody to touch your fingernails. Are your fingernails slimy or smooth? Smooth. Why are we touching our fingernails? Because our fingernails, his scales, made out of the same thing, keratin. What he feels like is a softer fingernail at the end of the show. I'll let everybody touch it. You can have a seat. Everybody get a big round of applause for coming up. Now on his body, you're going to see a lot of different things. You're going to see the giant spots on the side. Those are eye spots. It makes it look like really big eyes. So that way, at that time, he looks like a bigger animal, and predators might leave him alone. The next thing you're going to see is a little bit of that rainbow iridescence, where they get the name rainbow boa. And then the coolest thing about his pattern is on his back, he has all different types of shapes. People see Minnie Mouse, they see hearts, pancakes, race cars, macaroni noodles. They see all kinds of things. You can let me know what you see on his back as I walk by, and we'll touch him in just a moment. Questions about the snake. How big can he get? An average is about 3 to 4 feet for the males, upwards of 6 feet for the females. But they do grow their entire lives. They live an average of about 20 years. This one's about 12 years old. Yes? What's he doing with his tongue? He's tasting the air. So just like you guys can smell with your noses, let's say you're sitting in your room. Next thing you know, you smell brownies. Where do you go? To the kitchen. You can't see the brownies, but you can smell them because smell particles are floating through the air. That's how his tongue works. If a mouse or a rat comes running through, it leaves a little smell trail behind, so he can stick his forked tongue out. And if he smells more on the right fork of the tongue, he goes to the right. If he smells more on the left fork of his tongue, he goes to the left. If he smells about the same range fork, he goes straight. And that's how he finds his food. Sometimes people go, well, how's he find something behind him? Well, he sticks out his tongue, he tastes on the right thing fork, and he goes straight. But that's how they find their food. Typically, they're slithering, so it's like taste over here, nothing, taste over here, nothing, and they just kind of go back and forth to get to their food. Questions? Yes?
Is that a boy or a girl?
This is the boy. Yeah, he hasn't got much bigger, and I've had him for 12 years. Yes? They all look a little different. They're all going to look somewhat similar, but every single one, their pattern is different. But color-wise, there's 2 main species. There's the Brazilian rainbow boa, and then there's another rainbow boa. I can't remember. I think Colombian maybe, and that one's a little bit different color. Yes? About 12 years old. Yeah. Yep.
That's the head, right? Tiny.
So number one reason a snake's going to bite you outside is because it's afraid and it's scared. That's why we don't pick up snakes outside. They're going to bite you because they're scared. They think you're trying to hurt them. In captivity, once you get one as a pet and you hold him a whole bunch, you realize he's not in danger, but there's a second reason he'll bite. Feeding time. When he's just sitting in his cage all day, he's just waiting for his food, and you randomly stick your hand in there, your hand looks like a little warm-blooded animal, so his brain goes, food? Meh. And that's typically when people get bit. It's a feeding response. So learning about feeding responses in reptiles is very important. Questions? Yes? This is about full grown. He's not getting too much bigger than that. Yep. Any other questions? All of their patterns are different. Every snake's pattern is different. There's like a somewhat similar looking pattern. That's how we identify snakes. But every single snake, when you actually really look at their patterns, they're different on every single snake. I got a question for you guys. Did y'all have fun today? Yeah! Did you learn a lot? Yeah! Do you want to touch a snake? Yeah! What we're going to do in a minute, don't get up yet. Whenever I say line up, I'll show you where to line up. You'll come through in a single file line, take 2 fingers, set 2 fingers down like this. If you want to touch, if you don't want to, you don't have to. After you touch them, we do have some hand sanitizer. You can either use spray hand sanitizer or wash your hands, either one. And then also, we do have the business cards here. We do schools, libraries, special events, birthday parties. Feel free to grab one of those, parents. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me as you're coming through. Other than that, thank you all very, very much. You have a great day. Thank you all so much. You want to touch the snake? Straight line right here. Straight line right here. Don't push, don't shove, don't run. Everybody get you. It's right behind him.
Hold on. Let's go get in line.
2 fingers down, and you get the spray hand sanitizer together.
Why are you pushing?
Two fingers, 2 fingers. 2 fingers down, just 2 fingers. Don't grab them, just 2 fingers. Yep, if you touch, get some hand sanitizer. Cool, what kind you got? Ball python? Oh, same. Okay. No, we don't have that. What's that? That's what he does. He moves around where he wants.
Oh, you can see like from
The rainbow? Yep.
Donnie, come on now.
Oh, wow.
Is that cool? Alright, Logan.
Smile looks
Softer than tiny red waters. Tiny red is a baby.
there you are. Great play.
He had like 10 dead snakes in a row. Is this one venomous? And it's like non-venomous, non-venomous, non-venomous.
The rainbow.
And the one he showed me wasn't venomous either. So he killed like 10 snakes that were like venomous.
Rainbow.
Chasing them back in, like bump something. Came outside with a flashlight. There was a rattlesnake about that big out of the house.
Like swine. He had like 10 dead snakes in a row. Is this one venomous? And it's like non-venomous, non-venomous, non-venomous.
The rainbow.
And the one he showed me wasn't venomous either. So he killed like 10 snakes that were like venomous.
Rainbow.
Chasing them back in, like bump something. Came outside with a flashlight. There was a rattlesnake about that big out of the house.